evening, guys. I'm here with my favorite chicken, and her name is Sweetie. And I just want to introduce you to Sweetie and why I call her that. By the way, my name is Ruth, and this is Fae Hollow Homestead. And Sweetie is a very special chicken. I helped hatch her because she was having a lot of trouble getting out of the shell. I only did that with about 3 of our 40 chickens. But this one, she hatched and I just fell in love with her and we bonded quite a lot. And I kept her with me often, carried her around, cuddled with her, slept with her. And she's still as sweet as can be. And wherever I go, she's always there. If she can get to me, she'll get to me. And she's always underfoot, and I just love her so much, and she's such a sweetie pie. She's an Americana, and let me just show her to you. Sweetie is the only chicken that will let me pet her. She loves having chest rubs, and she loves it when I rub her back, and she likes to sit on my feet. So she'll usually be around just kind of leaning up against me, hanging out. But she's got to be the sweetest chicken that I've ever had. I've never had like a lap chicken before, and she is definitely a lap chicken. One of the reasons why I decided to talk about Sweetie today is because I discovered that Sweetie, her wings have grown out since I've last cut them, and so this is not something that stays permanent. You do have to redo it every few months or so. And so she was very kind enough to let me pick her up, and I'm going to be giving her wings a trim, and then I'll be giving her some mealworms as a treat because, you know, I'm just really thankful to her. So if you see her wing, it's slightly cut already, but the idea is these feathers right here, you can kind of see a line of them. All of these feathers are very distinct because they're the long, distinct feathers. This is the line that starts the smaller feathers, the more furry, fuzzy, feathery feathers. And I'm going to use those as my guide, and I'm going to cut along that line. So all I do is I tuck them under my arm, and I pull the feathers out, or pull the wing out, and I start at that top line and I just cut. Now they don't like it. It's not comfortable for them. It doesn't hurt them though. It's just like cutting hair. So you see this line right here. These are coming out farther beyond the line of the smaller feathers, right? So I'm just gonna cut those. And now she's done on that side, okay? And it's just like cutting hair, but they don't like being messed with a whole lot. I know, sweetie. I know. I'll give you so many mealworms after this, I promise, okay? So let me get on this side. It's really important that her feathers especially are cut real good because I don't want her getting out, and I don't want her getting cut or eaten by any predators, and she did get out. That's why she's over here. So here's that line of the smaller feathers, and you can see the longer ones coming out, right? So I'm just gonna cut along that line, and then she's done. I mean, that's really super easy, simple, and you're gonna get a lot of rubs now. Hi, that wasn't so bad, was it? That wasn't so bad. So there you go. That's all it is. You can do it by yourself, like I just showed you. Even when the chickens aren't as tame as Sweetie is, I have had no trouble cutting the feathers of any of our chickens by themselves. There's only one chicken that we have not cut the feathers on, and I don't ever intend to cut the feathers on, and that's our main rooster, Don. And I just want him at full capacity to be able to defend his girls and the younger roosters and the lesser roosters, if at all possible. And so he's the only one that I won't. He is never one to stray though, so I don't have to worry about him jumping the fence and leaving his ladies behind. He stays with them. He's very good. I mean, he's like a pet rooster. I mean, he's really, really great. oftentimes when we feed mealworms or snacks or treats or anything to the chickens, she's closing her eyes. She's really enjoying this. He will call out to the ladies if he sees the food first, and he won't eat the food. He'll let them come and eat the food instead. So he's like a really good rooster. Looks out for his ladies. He's very caring. We do have other roosters as well, and I had somebody ask about that as well, is how many roosters do we have? Well, right now, I'm pretty sure we have about 8. Now, if any of them ever become nasty, we usually end up eating those, okay? And they'll show their true colors within, very soon of their becoming mature. And we had one that actually killed one of our chickens. We had one that kind of went after our kids, and they were delicious. They were really yummy. There was one that was just not as kind as we would have wanted, and we had a neighbor who wanted one, and so we gave them the rooster, and we told them, we're like, this is not the nicest rooster we've ever had, and they were totally fine with that. So we don't keep roosters that are not kind. And they haven't really fought with each other either, because Don is he's an old chicken. He's about 5 years old. All the other ones have got to be 3 years or younger. And they are just, they are in awe of him. And if they ever try to prove anything to him, he puts them in their place right away. And we have not had any, as they say, cockfights in our enclosure, because Don is such a good leader and taking care of everything. They don't really question him too much, and if they do question him, he puts them in their place right away. So there hasn't been any problems with that as well. And like I said, if they start showing some true colors of not being kind, we get rid of them. So these 8 that we have right now, some of them are super young. I mean, some of them hatched 6 months ago. They're doing really well even now, and so we haven't had anybody really create problems, and if they did, again, we would just make them lunch. Now, it is recommended that you have 1 rooster per, it ranges from 5 to 10, some people even say 15 hens, and right now we're sitting at like 60 chickens. So 8 roosters is pretty appropriate. We have another more dominant rooster, like the second in command. His name is Knickers, and you'll see him every once in a while. He's white. He's got real big feet feathers, which is why we call him Knickers. And Don is after Don Juan. Get it? And so Knickers kind of has his lady group that follow him around. Don has a very special group that follows him around, but he kind of looks after everybody, and they just kind of keep to themselves. So it works really well. If I only had like 5 chickens, you better believe I'd only have 1 rooster though. So that's how it works in our homestead, in our farm. So I figured I'd give her a treat. Sweetie. Petals. She loves herself some mealworms. Good girl, sweetie. She's like, sorry, Mom, don't pet me right now. I want the worms. Now, I don't know if it's because of our relationship that she kind of didn't develop quite as many relationships with the other chicks, but she's kind of low on the totem pole when it comes to the chickens, and it breaks my heart because they just pick on her all the time. And chickens have a very hierarchical society, and if you're at the bottom, you'll often see bottom chickens not having a whole lot of feathers because they get picked on and they get pulled out, and it's not an easy society to live in. They're not very kind to each other. If you're at the top, it's great, but if you're at the bottom, it's just not. And so it's hard for me to know that she's at the bottom. And that's why whenever she's around me, other than the fact that I just love her, I always try to give her some extra attention and extra love and just kind of cuddle her a little bit and let her know that, you know, she's special at least to someone. Are you special to me, sweetie? Are you my special chicken? You're a good girl. And then I'll set her down and she'll stay right next to me. She just loves hanging out. Now, if I picked up another chicken, as soon as, well, first of all, I wouldn't be able to just pick them up, but they would squirm out of my hands as soon as they could. And if I set them down after picking them up, you can be sure that they would definitely not stay close to me. And so having this relationship with her is very unique and it's very special. And she's just a sweetie pie. I think she's beautiful too. She's got some really gorgeous coloring. And when she lays eggs, her eggs will be blue, which I just think is super cute. What's up, chicken butt? Now you're probably wondering, Ruth, why are some of your chickens outside of the fence? It's a very unfortunate thing, but some of the chickens, they just know how to get out. And I haven't figured out entirely all of them how they're doing it, but I do know that it's all the young ones. And so I'm thinking that they're just better at jumping because they're not heavy enough yet to really be weighed down by their heft. And so I'm thinking that they're just kind of jumping over the fence in some areas. We don't have a 7-foot tall fence everywhere. Some places it's only 5 feet. And so that's what I'm thinking. That's how they get out. I have gone through this and I have really just tried to like cover up all the places that they might get out, and to the best of my ability, I've done my best, but some are still getting out. As they get older, I'm sure that they'll stay in better. I'm going to put her back, and that way she has access to her coop at night. She can stay safe. She can stay healthy with all her food and her water and things like that. Okay, so that's going to do it, folks. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you could, hit subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And that notification bell means a lot as well. Helps out with the algorithm and everything like that for YouTube, that great and mysterious algorithm. Yeah, and I guess that's it. You guys, stay blessed. So what do you say, sweetie? Is it about time for you to get back into your coop? Yeah? There she is. I put her in. She can stay safe with all the other chickens now. Till next time, sweetheart.